We've had a lot of interest in how to use macros within Excel, and while it's a little bit of an advanced topic, today I thought I'd teach you how to do one of my favorite tricks in Excel, and that is to start and create the framework to use a macro inside of an Excel book. If you don't know what a macro is, not a huge deal. Ultimately, a macro is what they use in Excel to explain how to do something using code. So it's very good for doing automated, very tedious work to make things quicker. So I have a couple macros attached to buttons here. So you see one macro might just be selecting the entire sheet. Another macro might be coloring cells some way. So when I do them in orders, first it selects, then it colors. So doing things like that. And I know it might sound easy to select and color pages, but imagine doing very small tasks thousands of times over. That's really when you want to use macros to ease some of the workload. So what we're going to do is macros are under view. Now I don't know, it doesn't make complete sense. I personally think they're here because Microsoft Office didn't know where to put them, but they're over here in macros. You see we have view macros and record macros. So we'll go into view macros first, and then you can really go into any of them. And you see it opens up another editor. Ultimately, this is a code editor. If you've ever coded before, it should look familiar. If not, not a huge deal. Ultimately, what it starts out with is the macro name. So sub macro, open paren, close paren. Then what it is doing in the macro, and then it ends this. So we turn the spreadsheet that color blue. In Excel, that means you take the selection, you look for the pattern color index, you turn it to a certain color, tint and shade is 0, pattern tint and shade is 0. So that's what that step number 2 did. Select all, this is what step number 1 did. Ultimately what you do is you say, okay, running this select all, it just goes cells.select. So again, not intuitive to just start coding right away, but recording macros is a very easy way to see what code needs to happen for a specific task, and then you can automate that with loops and other things. So first, what I like to do is I like to think of exactly what I need to do. And when I record a macro, what it's going to do is it's going to notice what my cursor is doing, where I'm selecting, what buttons I'm pushing, what keyboard commands I'm running. And so I want to be very deliberate with the order I want to do them. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to record macros. And let's say we want to format the sheet. So we're going to outline and color. Click OK. Now you see this error message came up and it said the name does not begin with a letter or underscore. Ultimately, it does not let you name a macro with spaces in it or certain characters. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace those spaces with underscores. Again, this will help me understand what this macro's intent was, but it also fits in the naming convention. It's bad form to name your macros AAAAA1 because you're not going to remember what it's for. You can assign a shortcut key. We're going to do that a little bit later. You can decide if it's in this workbook, a new workbook, or if you want to save kind of a general environment, something you're going to use every single workbook. And if you want to describe it, you can here. It'll go in the comment section. Test description. When I click OK, ultimately it's going to look like nothing's different. But as I select things, it's going to be recording behind the scenes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and let's say I want to outline this in a thick box border. So I'll go to borders, click thick box border. You see it outlines that. I'm going to grab this area again. And let's say I want to fill the cell with this green right here. Kind of an ugly green, but for demonstration purposes, that will work. When I'm done, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on macros again. I'm going to say stop recording. And if I go in and view the macros, I'm going to click on that one, click edit over here. And you see here it says range A2 to G11 select. That's the first select I did. With that selection, we're going to use a borders. It's going to be continuous. The weight's going to be medium. And some other certain border selections. Then you see down here, I clicked out, I selected the range again, and I did the color there. So I'm going to delete some of these things that I don't necessarily need. I don't want that range select in there. And I don't want this range up here. That's just extraneous grabbing. Ultimately, I just want this macro to outline something in medium weight and color it a certain color. So as I close that, that will automatically do that. Now I'm going to reset my spreadsheet. Now, what I do is I like to assign macros to buttons. It's very clear what it does. You can name the button something so it's descriptive. So ultimately that's in shapes. You go grab that, and let's say I just want another button right here. I want to call it step number 4. I know this doesn't make sense, but I have a trick up my sleeve. So hopefully you will be as entertained as I was creating it. Now you see, one thing about code is this code language is stepwise. So if you do things in different orders, it's not going to have the same effect than if you do them in order. So it's one thing to be very clear if order is important, make sure you're doing those in the right order. So what I like about this is it takes a bunch of tasks that would take me a long time. If I'm going to do it hundreds of times, I can put it to buttons and do some pretty cool things. Let's see if this works. Step 1, I select all. Step 2, I color. Step 3, I select. Step 4, I did not assign the macro. It's a good lesson and a mistake on my part, so bear with me. Ultimately, once you create your button, there's no macro assigned to it. So you're going to right click. You're going to go to this assign macro. This is the one we created, outline and color. I'm going to click OK. We will try this one more time and see if it works. Ta-da! So again, this is just for example's sake. Obviously, this can be used to copy and paste many things over and over, format spreadsheets, so on and so forth. But what I suggest is you just use this record function and play around with it and get comfortable with what VBA coding looks like. And when you're more comfortable, you can write automated code yourself. But this is a great place to start. So hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any comments.